Good morning. Welcome back to Cypress Hill Lavender Farm. Hi folks, welcome back to Cypress Hill Lavender Farm. If you'll notice around me, we actually have sunshine for the first time in several weeks. Picking a day like this with no rain, I'm actually going to be on the mower most of the day. But before I do that, we've been hardening off about 430 small lavender plants that we're going to plant this year, and I wanted to go through that hardening off process with you just in case you weren't exactly sure what it was about. So let me move them out of the barn and into the sunshine, and then we'll talk about what it does. Got them all moved out here. I wanted to go over a little bit about the hardening off process with you. Young, pampered, babied seedlings that were grown indoors or in a greenhouse need some time to adjust or acclimate to the outside environment before they get planted in the ground. Without this acclimation process, without the hardening off process, what's going to happen is you're going to get them planted straight from the greenhouse or from another person's greenhouse, another grower, and they're going to have what's called transplant shock. The seedlings can languish, they can be very weak, and worst case, and frequently, they can even die if you don't go through this gradual process that's called hardening off. Hardening off these seedlings gradually exposes them to the wind, the sun, the outdoor environment that they're going to be planted in. And what it does is it hardens the cuticles on their leaves and their stems to make them more hardy for the environment they're going into. Now, it's a gradual process, and the length of time it takes depends on your environment and the plants you're doing. The way it starts is you start out with an hour a day where you would bring them outside. Your best bet is the first couple of days to bring them out into shade, whether it's under a tree or like we have here on our big porch of our barn. And gradually over time, you want to bring them out for a little bit longer periods of time, get them into the sun, let them stay out for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time, and ultimately for a full day in the sun. This will help them become far more hardy and more susceptible to success when you plant them, whether it's in your garden or in your field or in planters, wherever you're going to do them. Now, typically the hardening off process lasts between 7 and 10 days, depending on your environment. This year, because of the amount of cloud cover and rain we've had, we're probably going to stop ours at about the 10-day mark and then start getting them into the ground. But we have gone through the process. Today they're going to be out here for probably 4 or 5 hours while I'm on the tractor mowing the fields. And then hopefully this coming weekend, if the rain will stay off some more, we can have them fully acclimated, fully hardened off, and get them planted into the field and add them to our crop. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions, hit them in the comments below. Like and subscribe to our page, and if you don't mind, share it with anybody you know that might be interested in lavender or farm life, and have them like and subscribe also. One thing about hardening off that I forgot to mention already is make sure you occasionally give your plants some water. That's what I've got. This brand new sprayer's never had anything in it but water. I bought it, I cleaned it and rinsed it before I started using it on our lavender plants, but this will be water and only water to use for watering these plants during the hardening off process. Now, I have to do that because out here at the barn we have not set up our hose bibs yet, and I don't have water access out here. If you have a hose or a watering can for smaller batches, you can do that. But don't forget to give them the amount of water they need depending on the type of plant that you're hardening off.